Okay, welcome to Stories of Vermilion, Oral History Series presented by the Vermilion Area Archival Society in collaboration with the Vermilion History Museum and the Ritter Public Library. My name is Rich Tarrant. I'm the curator of the Vermilion History Museum. This program is going to be videotaped, so please turn off your cell phones. Our guest tonight is Jane Smith. Some of you may know her. This is kind of awkward. We're using the same mic, so I'm going to hand it back and forth as we're talking here. First of all, I'm going to ask Jane, where were you born and in what year?
I was born in Norwalk, Ohio in 1924.
And when did you come to Vermilion?
1943.
Who were your grandparents, your Vermilion connection?
Their name was Traxel, Mr. and Mrs. William Traxel.
What did your grandfather do?
Worked on the section.
Railroad.
Section.
Okay. Where did you first live when you came to Vermilion?
The house is gone now, but it was on the corner of South Street and, is that Decatur? Decatur Street.
What other places have you lived? This is going to be great.
Down Washington Street.
Right over here.
Yeah, and Jefferson, Douglas, up on Pine View. I don't know any other.
What was your husband's name and where did you meet him? This is an interesting question.
His name was Robert, and the first time I met him, he was putting on roller skates at Crystal Beach. He was a skate boy.
What were you doing at Crystal Beach?
Roller skating.
Did you go there very often?
A lot.
Alone?
No, I had a cousin, Arlene, and we went all the time.
Arlene.
Friday.
Arlene Friday. Do a lot of you people know who Arlene was? Arlene was married to
Bill Martin and then Bachman.
Where were you married?
At Reverend English's house.
And that would have been at the corner of Washington and Ohio Street. The house is still there, but it's
Still
no
there, yeah.
longer the parsonage. How many children do you have?
2 deceased and 3 alive.
Are any of them here tonight?
Yes, I do. There. And some great grandchildren.
Wow. Can you describe Vermilion when you first came here? The size, the stores, the things to do? I'm going to hand you the mic for this because it's going to be long.
It was a cute little town with lots of stores. I think there was about 5 grocery stores. There was 2 drugstores, a couple bars, a bowling alley, a pool room. Everything was here. You didn't even have to go out of town to buy anything. It was all right here. Picture show. Picture show.
Which one was there? Liberty? Theater?
I don't know what the name of it was really.
The one on Liberty Street here?
Yeah. Restaurants, we had lots of restaurants in town. Mr. Okagi's, which was famous, and I saw people waiting to get in there at times to eat. The White Inn, lots of little places too. 2 hardware stores, I think, wasn't it? Had the library. Lots of everything. And everything was here. You really didn't have to go out of town to do anything.
Did you leave town for anything? What sort of things did you do when you came to town? I know you went to Crystal roller skating, but it wasn't only Crystal, was it?
We used to go into Lorraine. They had the Coliseum.
Did you ever roller skate above the,
A&P store, that was the first place.
So people probably don't know it's there.
You know where the sweatshirt place is now on the corner, and a skating rink was over the top of that. I think there was a kid by the name of Sonny Ferguson that ran it.
Remember roller skating?
I think it was him.
probably was, his dad ran the bowling alley.
Right, his dad had the pool and the bowling alley.
How about the telephone service here, then? What was it like when you were,
I tell you, Mayor Fisher lived across from us on Washington Street, and my telephone was at a place where the receiver always got knocked off, and Mrs. Fisher couldn't use her phone, so she'd have to come to the house and tell me to put my phone back. And I think we drove her crazy when I had little kids. And my one son, and did you remember Junebug Villa? They were about, 5 years old, and they went to her house and picked all her tomatoes and threw them up on the garage roof. Came over to the house and said, I really wouldn't have cared if they'd have ate them. She was a good person, I felt.
as long as you're talking about Washington Street, when we were talking before, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about one of those houses over there in the back, there was a visitor, I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, that Anna Lee, right over there in the black sweater. There was a ghost that came out of the closet every night and walked the hallway. He wore a white nightshirt and a hat, like they wore, and carried a candle. I didn't see it, but she's first. She's
No, but
fine.
someone else saw him, remember? The neighbor that was, remember?
Oh, and then later, I talked to a lady that her grandson had stayed there all night, and he left in the middle of the night because he was scared to death. He'd seen this ghost.
You never saw it?
I never saw it.
I have everybody in the town and I know where they're looking at.
Yeah.
Should tell us stories. Where have you worked?
Ginger's, Victorian House of Flowers, and the museum. Learned a lot at the museum. I worked with Carrie right there, and I never really appreciated the lake or knew that much about it. When you see it every day, and there's just something about it, I don't know. When people that came from out of town to go through the museum, they were just awed by that lake, And I see people come down and sit there and eat their lunch and watch the lake. And it's fascinating, and you could look out the window and the sun would be shining, and 10 minutes later, there's a big storm coming in. Boaters are trying to get in to beat it, and to me, there's nothing like that lake.
Who did you know at the Erie County Bank?
Mr. Childs, I don't know if anybody remembers him or not, but he was a great guy. And ladies, I guess, didn't trust the younger ones that worked there, and they'd wait forever for him to wait on them and take care of them. So, and then one day, I let a lady in to get in her safety deposit box. And she's talking to me and where I came from because I was new and everything. And she said she knew my mom. She was the prettiest girl in Vermilion. She said, you must look like your dad. It was fun. I met lots and lots of people because it's the only bank in town, and That's where everybody that worked went there to get their checks cashed, you know. And you just met everybody, that's all you knew everybody. So.
All right. I just want to interject here. Earl Childs was with the bank for a long, long time. Earl lived on the corner of South Street, right across from where you live today, South Street and Grand Street. And Earl, the day he died, he always walked to work. And the day he died, he walked to work. He had a heart attack right in front of the bank, and that was the end. Earl's mother was, at the moment, I can't remember her first name, but she was started one of the first Sunday school classes that lasted for a long time here in Vermilion. She was a treasurer for the Congregational Church. And the man she married, Earl's dad, was an attorney. Earl's dad at one time was mayor of Vermilion. But he got to drinking and she divorced him, and that was the end of that. I just wanted to interject that. What do you remember about the Opera House?
I was only there one time, I think that there was a minstrel show there. But that's all. I don't know what year it was, but I think I lived in Vermilion at that time.
Where is that?
The town hall.
I also want to ask you, I'm going to take you back to when you were a little girl, and I think you were living with your parents or grandparents up on State Street. Something happened to you. What happened?
I fell out of the second story window.
That's why she's so short.
Why they let me sit in the window, I don't know.
Okay, you lived over at the Riddle Funeral Home, of all places to live. What was that like?
Margaret was back there. One day she called and said, "Open the windows, Jane." I had put a beef roast in the oven and had lots of garlic. But I think the scariest thing, I mean, people used to say, "Can't you see things? How do you live there? Don't you see things floating around?" So people, but I hadn't lived there too long, and I heard this terrible explosion like, and I thought sure somebody dropped a bomb in the place. I ran downstairs, and Judy's dad had just come over. He thought the furnace blew up, and all of a sudden we heard chaps being played. There was a military funeral. They had brought a little cannon in and shot down.
No ghosts? No ghosts?
I don't think so.
You didn't meet any there?
No, but it was a great place to live. I don't care what it is.
I think she wants to go back.
I could probably still be there if I hadn't had to have surgery and couldn't go back up and down the stairs anymore.
You remember the White Inn?
Right.
Why don't you tell us a little about it?
My cousin and I used to go roller skating all the time, and we'd walk over to Alberta and skate, and then coming home, we always stopped at the White Inn and had a hamburger, and then headed on home. Where was that?
Where was the White Inn?
There's a little restaurant there, between the old Prague and the next.
Oh, okay.
There was a dress shop, Margaret had a dress shop there, and it was right west of that.
There was also a house there.
Right, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's good one there.
The White Inn is gone. Do you remember Fergie's bowling?
Oh, yeah. Well, there all the time. Right after I moved to Vermilion, there was a team that needed a bowler. It was Florence Crest and Sadie Martinek, Helen Tischer, and somebody, you don't know any of those people, no, but they're all gone. They asked me to bowl, and that's where I started most.
How old? 18? 20?
Probably about 20,
Were you any good?
not really.
Tell them how old you were when you stopped. Tell them how old you were when you stopped.
I don't,
You still bowl?
no, huh?
She stopped last week.
How about the street dances? What you
Oh, those were fun. They were fun, really. Lots of people. And we have them every month or what, do you remember?
No, just several times.
Several times during the summer, but the whole town, the stores stayed open all night, 10 o'clock, you know. Gobs of people downtown.
How about, you know, remember some of the things that were around?
A lot of gambling,
Yes.
things, you know,
Right.
all the things set up.
It was fun.
And it was fun. You could play for a dime, I think. They had those big wheels.
Yeah.
And I think it cost you a dime to play.
You were a big gambler.
Yeah. They had a penny pitch, remember those?
Remember that? Still around there or something? Ed Benson?
I just remember him because he was the what, constable, is that what you call him?
Well, he was, yeah.
And every once in a while, the alarm for the town was on top of the bank building. And every once in a while, that alarm would go off, something would set on the wires, and he'd come running over to see that everything was okay.
How about neighbors?
Know them, Paul and Sonny and the whole family.
Do a lot of shopping in there? You might tell them, you remember where it was.
Right next, well, there was a bank building, and then there was a restaurant that Mr. Hodson owned for a while, and then Ruthie Carroll bought it, and Negley's was the next. And back then, you got your groceries delivered. I mean, you could go to the stores and they deliver your groceries, of course. The milkman came, you got your milk that way. The dairy was right around the corner by the South Street School. Everything was here, you know? You didn't have to go out of town for anything.
Do you remember some of the other stores like Ingleby's?
Right, you could go down, there was the bank, and there was the restaurant, and then there was Negley's, and then there was the dry cleaning. And then there was a flower shop, and Baumhart's, and Engelbert's, Scott Miller's hardware store.
What was unique about Scud's place?
Okay,
What else was in there?
a liquor store.
How about George Rapids?
Yep. My mom worked for him for a while. And there was, well, across the street then was, didn't Kroger's have a store? And then Burke's, or Harley Burke had one there. Then it was eventually came Moats with them. A&P was down on the corner. And there was even a dry cleaning store. You could take your dry cleaning, the Corvallis out. Yeah. They must have delivered or something, because I can remember them bringing clothes to the house.
It was a different time.
I know, it was a different time.
Yeah.
Now they're going back to
I know. Yeah, you could just go in and somebody, Paul Negley, I think, was delivered groceries. My cousin worked delivered for Burke's. I had relatives that worked at Wakefield Brass.
How about Elmer Turner? You remember Elmer?
Just big, and I remember him coming in the bank. He was a great big guy. Always had on those big overalls and smoking a big cigar. I think he was into politics. So,
Sure was, yes. I don't know how many people are familiar with Turner. Few people's out there. I used to.
Elmer drove a 55 Cadillac. He smoked that cigar you talked about. I was a kid, I hitchhiked from Axel down to Vermilion, and I remember one time he picked me up, you know. Like you said, a big guy, and riding that 55 Cadillac was really nice for a 10-year-old kid.
You know, Paul the barber had a story about him as well. Paul, Turner asked Paul to go out to look around the farm out there, so he put him in a Cadillac and took him out to the farm. He's got this great big Cadillac with the barber in it. He takes him out, and Turner raised cows. He had a dairy farm out there, so the place kind of smelled a little bit. Didn't bother him at all when we got old Paul out there walking around with the cows. Turner was on the corner of Turner Road and Route 60. I don't know if you remember the dairy farm that was out there. He had a lot of cows. I don't know, I moved out there.
Yeah, they do. It's still there.
Then across the street, they built the condos. A lot of people complained in the condos about the smell. Go figure.
Rich, excuse me, Elmer Trimmer was known as Mr. Democrat. And he'd go to the Erie County Democratic meetings and take my grandmother there and introduce her. This is when Dave Baumart was congressman. He was a Republican. Grandma was a Democrat, and he would introduce her as a Baumart, but she was a Democrat.
Oh, I was just talking about ghosts and things like that when my daughter was at the service at the funeral home. The music would start to play, and all of a sudden, the electric went off. And it stayed off until everything was through with the cemetery. It even went off at the place where the meal was being prepared, and Kathy's dad, John Wade Baden, went by, and he said, "See, I told you, Kim had the last word." Came back on just like that.
Okay, you remember A.D.
Oh,
Baumhaus?
sure. They had the drugstore.
Big guy, right?
Little guy. Kind of limp, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. All of his life.
Yeah.
How about Scud Miller? Remember him?
His dad was a carpenter, right?
Mhm.
And he made me a little thing to stand on. Oh, probably about that high, to make me higher at the bank. So
I should mention too, Jane gave us her mother's class ring for Vermilion High School, I think 1918. We have it on display at the museum, but that ring won't fit on my little finger.
It's tiny.
So I don't know how tall she was.
How you made it.
Really? How about Louise?
Everybody knows me. She called me, who's that? Louise Gay. She called me one day, I won't mention his name, but the wife was having a garage sale, and he had passed away, and she was having a garage sale. And she was selling all this stuff out in the yard, and she called and she said, "Can you believe so-and-so is selling her husband's underwear?" Louise, so you know. But she was a nice lady.
Did you know both Okagis?
I knew him, but she seemed to be back in she didn't, when we had lunch in there about every day, and she seemed to be more in the background than, but he was always out talking to people, and he was a nice guy.
Along with it, did you know Chet Hodgson?
Yeah,
See, I don't know anything about him. Can you tell me something about him?
I think they lived at marijuana. I see his son all the time. He and his wife own Hemlock Cottage, and is that in Lakeland? It's a furniture store. Wellington, is that where it's at? But I think they lived in Minnetonka, and it was Blair, that's the one, that was the youngest boy. I think he had a daughter named Phyllis. And Ned had, Ned married a girl from China.
Yeah, they had a shoe store.
Yeah.
How about Schwenson's Bakery? You ever go in there?
Lots of times. Everybody went there and food was, egg stuff was good.
After 1969, you remember the floods that came here?
I really do. I stayed down at Rumps all day, I think, and watched that. And to me, every time I go across that bridge, I think, the water was up to that bridge. How was it, you know? And I sat on Rumps. They had that upper deck thing, I think. It was amazing, the stuff that came down that river, the boats, and we lost the boat, the telephone pole. It was docked at Rumps, but a telephone pole came down and went right through it. But you can't imagine what it was like. I mean, the seawater that, picnic tables would come down, hit that bridge, and the boats came down. It's still unbelievable that the water could be that high.
And this was July.
Yeah, July. And the night before that, it lightened all night long, and it was just a flash and light, you know, all of that. I don't know.
Well, what one thing kept you in Vermilion?
Our kids.
That one over there?
Oh, I got a daughter back there. Boy, the one that saw the ghost.
That's five.
But I don't know. I don't know what it's going on, but things just happen, but, strange things happen sometimes, you know? You wonder what happens, or what.
What was Norwalk like when you were growing up? You went back and forth. How did you do that? You went back and forth from Vermilion to Norwalk. You didn't walk.
My mom and I usually came on the streetcar.
Lakeshore Electric.
We came here a lot because her mom and dad, you know, my grandparents lived here, and all our relatives were down here. My uncles worked on boats, fish, you know, water fishermen.
What was it like riding those Lakeshore Electric?
I don't know.
Did you pay any attention to it?
No,
Do you remember how much it cost or anything like that? No?
Did it go back and
I
forth
think
every day?
the property's gone, isn't it, where the lake has washed it away, hasn't it, where it's.
Out by Middlewampa
Yeah.
area, yes. Yeah. The Lakeshore Electric would go from, went from Cleveland all the way to Detroit.
Yeah.
But when I got out to just past Middlewampa, it used to be, if you drive out that way, Lake Road, you'll see a road that goes off to your right as you're driving through. That road used to go all the way around. Lakeshore Electric followed that road along the lakeshore. Then at Ceylon Junction on the lake, there was another station. So people could go from there and then south, which is probably where you went, south from there to get to Norwalk. Or you could go on further west.
Well, when I got older and was in high school, I used to get on the bus. It came down, at Ceylon Junction, and they had a bus from Sandusky, I think, and then
Yeah, you graduated what year?
42.
42. And I think they quit running the Lakeshore Electric in 38, and they went to a bus line, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. We used to be able to catch a train in Vermilion too, like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it went into Cleveland.
Did you do that?
We used to go use that day after Thanksgiving and take the kids in.
Do they remember that?
Yes.
He doesn't.
I'm too young.
You weren't born.
Three of them. Well, yeah, 3 of them.
Kit, Kim, and I.
Where did you go when you went to Cleveland? I'm just curious, right?
It was Christmas, you got Terminal Tower is where you got off, and then there was all the shops in there, Disney stores, went to see,
Mr. Jingling.
Yeah.
Alex.
Alice,
Second floor.
Alice,
She was there.
we did that for a few years. Then the train came back, got back to Vermilion, I think like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
What time did you leave?
At 8 or 8:30 in the morning. You came right up in the Terminal Tower.
Yeah. It was fun.
Hey.
Mom, excuse me, did you tell him who you related to? Barnaby. That's important.
Then we read it to Barnaby.
Is he brother?
I don't know what, it's sure tail relation.
Oh, sure. Well, you were related to a lot of Smiths here in Vermilion. I was surprised to learn all of that relationship too. Your husband Bob was his dad's name Martin too?
Martin, no,
And he was from Bellevue.
right.
So you guys came from out of the west. Martin had 10 children in the end. What was Robert, your husband, what number was he in there?
The youngest.
He was the youngest, so he
Yeah.
would have been 8 child? I believe so.
Could be, I don't know. You know Freddie, don't you?
Fred and Marty.
Marty, yeah.
But those would be
They're next, half brothers.
half brothers.
Yeah.
And I remember Leonard, especially.
Yeah.
It seemed to me that a long time ago Leonard had dogs or something like that.
Yeah, the big dog, yeah.
Very extensive family, talented people.
Bill Smith had that, they built boats out there by it was called Vermilion Engineering.
Yep. I didn't know that was his though.
His and Sterrett, that red Sterrett. And
Starrett, I mean.
and Harold built houses. Harold.
Harold, I remember.
Yeah.
I hope you people do remember some of these people. Harold, and Starrett's that had, what was it in that Vermilion?
Vermilion Engineering.
Vermilion Engineering. That would have been out by the bridge at Vermilion on the lake. Just before you go over the bridge on the right, there was
And the car washes.
as well as a little
Yeah.
past the car wash. Yeah. Yeah. Vermilion Engineering. But I didn't know that he was involved.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith, and also, didn't your dad build those houses on Douglas Street? Was it your dad, the house you lived in?
That was Harold, no.
Oh, it was uncle's.
What town? What town? Now, your husband got shot once, am I correct?
Shot himself.
He shot himself.
Shot from
How did that happen?
He collected guns and messing with one, and it flipped over. Well, it's right straight through, so he had a hole here and one gun just missed his spine, just went through.
Wow.
Where did that happen?
Wherever he lived, I'm not sure.
Yikes.
I don't know. They were a crazy family, really.
Which reminds me, if we go back to the Troxels, when we go to Bill and his brother, they would have been your cousins? Do you people know the Troxel boys were?
Eric? Yeah.
Bill?
Eric was a
Lois was a policeman.
Right.
Gary
Eric.
Troxel. And I don't know what Billy did.
I'm not either, I'm not sure what he did, I think he moved out west, didn't he?
Well, they both gone. I like both of those guys. I think Harry had a good policeman. There's something wrong.
He was Could be. I lost track of all the cousins and people, you know, where are they? Joyce here. Her sister was my sister-in-law.
I know Joyce, and I know that, what is, her sister is your sister-in-law? Okay,
Oh.
My sister Helen
Right.
was married to Bill, who was older than her husband.
He was
They
not
had
that
a
happy.
baby here.
Both of them.
Two sisters meet Smiths, two different Smiths.
There's too many of you guys. Wow. Okay. How do you like living in Vermilion?
I love it. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I always wanted to live in Vermilion.
Here you are. After all these, how many years?
75, isn't it?
Wow.
Last year. 76.
Gee, and you're only 76?
39.
You have any wisdom to give these people?
Not really.
What's the secret to living 94 years?
They said it's because I never drove, I walked all the time.
That's right.
I used to walk over as far as the shopping center, as far as where I lived. Used to take remember the swimming pool? Used to load them up and walk over there and go swimming.
That's why these guys are all thin, because they had to walk.
I don't think he was around yet.
You guys will note a photograph of Jane, I think on the poster that Patty has posted at the top of the stairs. Jane is walking across the street at South Street and Grand Street with one of her daughters, I don't know which
And
one.
Bobby's in that one.
And Bobby's in that
You
photograph.
can't see him though, because he isn't born yet.
Oh, he's there.
I was
It looks like John is on her right. If you blow up that picture, there's a boy to your right and he has a cute little sailor hat. So we think it was John, because if that was Anna Lee. But you can tell there's another little boy there.
The one, Larry Dickerhoff is the one on the
On the tractor. Larry, and John Brunton is driving the tractor, remember John? John Brunton became a Vermilion school teacher. John was a shop teacher, I believe. He passed away here several years ago. John lived out west of town on Lake Road, just past Cass Villa, up the hill and on the left-hand side. His dad's sold mowers and tools or
I
something.
remember that.
And his sister got,
She got hit by
she
a
got hit
car.
by a car. They used to live in Mill Hollow. The house in Mill
They
Hollow.
had a very difficult time with it after the daughter got killed. The other one is Lee Kress is in that picture.
Yeah,
Lee and I can't remember the girl's name.
Fitzgerald or
Fitzgerald,
something.
yeah. They're on a bicycle build too. And also our
Larry Dickerhoff,
Larry DeGrump, Paul Mayer, not Paul, but Joe Mayer,
Joe area.
Joe the policeman. It's an interesting photograph. That was taken by a fellow here in Vermilion, Wonderfall.
We had two photo places, two in Vermilion, two photographers.
Yeah, who were they? Tell us about it.
Well known tunes, wasn't it?
Yep. Did you know Paul?
Yeah.
Where did Paul live?
Not sure. Dick Coons lived on
State Street.
State Street.
And Paul lived.
Okay. Does anybody remember Cass Villa?
I don't think Of course, they go ahead and talk about it.
I just remember them as all, you know.
It's an
Don't
interesting
you?
place. Yes,
I,
interesting place.
the people that owned it, is that Russ Byron?
You would know better than me.
I don't remember it really.
Do you know what she's talking about?
You know, those very big casts out there, they were like
I know
cottages.
this on here.
What is it?
Castillo.
Yeah, tell about it.
I just we know it was there. I don't know.
What are?
They were big wine casks of the main cottages.
I know the name of that.
They're on that curve. That's why they call it Castillo.
Those round?
Yeah.
I thought that's the other town.
No, those were wine casks made into cottages.
Didn't we just have fireworks too, like the Cherry Park?
Sherry Park, Crystal Beach.
Yeah, I had pictures of the last fireworks at Crystal Beach.
It's Marlene.
I'm glad you do.
No, I gave them to somebody and I never got them back.
That's when I get to Marlene.
I gave them to somebody that their daughter was on tour, it was like a movie thing. And she wanted to see her daughter's picture, so I gave her the film. And she's gone now, and I don't know what happened to it, Oh. But,
Rich, where did Jane go to school? In Normal?
Go ahead, you talk.
I graduated from Norwood. The first 6 years, I went to a one-room country school. And that school has been moved to Bowling Green, so if you go to Bowling Green, you can see it.
Is there a sign that says Jane with the Are there any more questions?
What year did you graduate from Norwalk?
1942.
You remember Ed Semke?
I went to school with him.
Yeah, Ed graduated 44. Yeah, or coach. Yeah, Vermilion.
He's
Back in the 50s. Yeah, small world.
Mr. Hart.
Did you ever meet Freddie Smith?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, John.
He took the nest all the time. And I was in there one day and the waitress came over and said, "Which one of you is related to Freddie Smith?"
You worked for a long time at the Vermilion History Museum.
Right, we carry that.
Do you have a favorite memory of working there?
Do I carry?
They're your memories, man.
About a typical day when you
Well,
worked
you could,
there?
I mean, I always thought it was fun about how you took care of Ainsley,
I took care of a baby down there for almost a year. The director's
daughter.
daughter.
And
She took the baby and I had her for what, probably 8 or 9 months down there?
probably almost a year, like, we turned his office into a nursery. And then we would all gather and have lunch and pass the baby around.
She knew Vermilion because I took her out every day in a buggy and took her to all the shops in town, so. And she'll be in high school next year.
Time flies.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the population explosion during, like, when Ford came. I remember being young in Vermilion and feeling like I felt like I knew every person in town. If I didn't know them by name, I knew they were somebody's grandma. And then all of a sudden,
Ford plant came
talk
and
about that.
everything moved out that way. A shopping center was built. And then everything
And
went out there.
a lot more schools were built too. It was
Yeah.
like a
People weren't
That's
happy
wrong.
about that, were they? About Ford coming?
I don't know, somebody told me the other day that they tried to stop Ford from coming in, did they?
You couldn't stop it, but a lot of people weren't happy about it. The idea was that Ford would be here for the life of the corporation, the company would be maybe 10 years and then we'd be out. In other words, you'd have this tax base and then disappear. And part of the reason that Ford was not technically in Vermilion is because of all of that. We did get the taxes for the schools because we gave Lorraine property. but we didn't get the fourth one. It was the Lorraine twin.
And I think Lorraine didn't want the bother of schooling all those kids, so they were happy to give us that
Well, I
school
think we
property.
kind of blackmailed them. I think Bunny has a question.
A couple of them. You said you met your husband at the bowling alley, or the skating rink. Where was the skating rink at that time?
At Crystal Beach, and there was a building back on the lake. The Penny Arcade was underneath, and the skating rink was on top of it.
And how many skating rinks were there in town?
That one, and then there was one at Alberta, and then the bank was a skating rink, well, where the bank, or the skating, the dance hall used to be where the bank is.
For Key Bank.
Yeah. But I think the museum was, I really liked working there, and I met a lot of people. I met one family from Arizona that lived where the replica of the lighthouse is now. And she brought me in, and she sent me then pictures that was in the newspaper and everything when it was built out there. And just met a lot of people from all over and talked to them, and heard lots of stories. And it was a good place to work, a fun place. Gary might not say so. But I learned a lot about the lake from her. She's a diver.
I can tell. This lady here had a question.
He said, is it still a museum? I heard a couple of things different. The museum, is it still a museum, Wakefield?
No, it's gonna be torn down.
That's horrible.
Can't stop.
Huh?
Can't stop. Gentleman back there.
I know, AJ, you told me you were related to Barnaby. How about Eisenhower? I remember that. too.
Oh, that's right. I had a sister-in-law said that they were ninth cousins of Eisenhower, so, but their middle name was, did you know, Bill and Pauline Eisenhower?
Yeah.
Supposedly. So
Spelled differently.
Is it?
Yeah.
My sister-in-law was kind of, you know.
Did the North Shore Electric, is that what it was? Were those just electric vehicles, or did they have tracks and
Oh,
lines?
Lakeshore Electric?
Lakeshore Electric, yeah. Did they have
They had
tracks?
tracks right down the middle of Liberty. Yeah.
So they had tracks that whole distance to Detroit and?
Yeah,
So they were little like a train?
that's what they were.
Oh, I thought you
Lakeshore
described it as
Electric
a trolley,
Railway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did they have lines above them?
Yep.
Okay.
That's how electricity got through this whole area. It's strong because of Lakeshore Electric.
Okay.
Actually, the fellow, I take too much time here, but the fellow who was probably responsible for all of that came to Vermilion first before he got involved in that. His brother was the head of Erie County Bank, the Cohen boys. And he ran the Lakeshore Electric until it went to buses in 1938. So from the beginning to the end. Very interesting story.
You get a lot of Patty's, I knew my son worked for Patty's dad.
Really?
I imagine there's a connection between just about every person in this room.
I was looking around and thinking, you know, how things go around.
Do you know any of these people?
Quite a few of them. There's some strangers here, though. Not a lot, really.
There's some strange people.
Fred's brother lived with me for a year. His dad got transferred to Michigan for the Ford plant, and Rich was in his last year of high school. So he lived with me that year so he could graduate from Vermilion. So,
And he enjoyed every minute of it.
I know Martha forever.
Forever.
Walford worked for your husband. Yeah. So,
Well, has this been difficult for you tonight?
not really.
I didn't think it would.
I wanted to ask you, Mrs. Smith, you mentioned the dance hall at Crystal Beach. I understand that it was really pretty phenomenal back in the day, that there were so many big bands.
I never went to any of them, but I heard the big bands came there.
Were you married then and busy with children that you didn't go?
I think it was earlier or something. I don't remember them being there, you know.
Yeah, it would have been a little earlier, yeah. In the 30s. And you would have been going to school.
Yeah. I think Alberta had the big bands. too.
Yeah, Alberta had them as well.
There's Tom back there, but I remember him. We were the first house that was built on Jefferson Street, right around the corner. We were the first house in 20 years, I think, that was built on that street. And Moses were the next house.
Next door neighbors.
Yeah.
I think he still lives there. No, he runs over there at night.
I don't know. I still say it's the best place to live.
Yeah, we take your word for it, that gentleman here.
Did you almost move one time to Florida? Steinbrenner wanted your husband to...
Could move to Mississippi and
Oh, okay.
could have moved out to the West Coast, and I said,
No?
can't take my kids away from my Vermilion.
Boy, those lucky kids. I see your smiling face.
Yeah. I didn't want to move. Everybody knows here.
Well, is there either got any more? If not, we'll wind this up, but I think we should thank Mrs. Smith.
Oh, yes.
Must be 94 now.
You know, you mentioned the rank, the ladies.
Where's the party at?
I didn't think it was.
Keep babies.